technical delays. We continue to have them, so hopefully they're going to go away here. Hopefully the gremlins have gotten scared and gone away. Maybe they're hungry and gone off to have lunch or something. In the meantime, we've been having the frickin' gremlins. Welcome, though, folks. Welcome to the show. We are on the right channel, aren't we? Yes, I think we are. We're on Fumidoro. Welcome, ladies and germs. If you guys are actually new to this channel or the other one, please make sure to subscribe. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Actually, that would be very helpful. Channels like this basically do not grow at all, thanks to YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So long story short, the only way for these channels to grow is word of mouth. Long story short, there's really no other way to put it. These channels do not grow organically like your favorite, I don't even know, tourism channels or whatever else. It's kind of unfortunate. Literally, if you folks don't tell your friends, this channel will never get any bigger. My bigger channel will never get any bigger. So tell your friends, my friends, if you guys like, if you like the show, if you enjoy the show, cheers, Pip Jam. Good to see you first in the chat, my friend. If you guys like the show, make sure to tell your friends. And like I said, like, share, and subscribe. It helps a lot. Cheers, Jack Beanstalk. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome, everyone. Slowly but surely, we'll get this show started here. Thank you, Smash, for showing that. Go for it, bud. Hi there, everybody. There's a bird's nest behind me, and that bird is telling you that, first of all, before anything else in the show is for adults only, 21 and over. Wherever you are, if the rules are a little bit different, if you have to be 23 or 24 or something else, please follow your local rules. Where I am, it's 21 and over to be an adult, so please do follow those rules. The show is not for children. It is for adults only. Please also remember that this show is completely and totally drug-free. We do not actually purvey any kind of drugs of any kind. You cannot get drugs from this show of any kind. You cannot buy them, you cannot borrow them, you cannot steal them, you cannot get them bequeathed to you, you cannot get drugs from this show. So please do not bother reporting this show for purveying drugs or anything else. You cannot in any way get drugs from this show. There's no secret menu, there's no super secret menu, there is no other way to get any kind of illegal product from my show. Also, please remember, we're doing this a little bit impromptu, so please bear with us, ladies and gentlemen, for the bird squawks and everything else. Extremely dangerous challenges are not shown on the show. Challenges that pose an imminent risk of physical injury are never shown. Dangerous or threatening pranks are also never shown on the show. Pranks that lead victims to fear imminent, serious physical danger or that create serious emotional distress in minors. Instructions to kill or harm are never shown on the show, showing viewers how to perform activities meant to kill or maim others. For example, giving instructions to build a bomb meant to injure or kill others. Hard drug use or its creation is never shown in the show. Content that depicts abuse of or giving instructions on how to create hard drugs such as cocaine or opioids. Hard drugs are defined as drugs that can mostly lead to physical addiction. I add the proviso that sometimes you'll hear people on the show interact or have tell stories about how they have interacted in one way or the other with some drugs, cocaine, opioids, other drugs in their past. Please always assume that those are negative portrayals, those are cautionary tales, and you should never under any circumstances emulate those stories. It's the position of Fumidoro and Fumidoro and the Flavors, everyone on Fumidoro and all of the guests, that drugs are bad and you should not under any circumstances emulate those stories. And of course my phone locked while I was talking. Instructional theft or cheating is never shown, ladies and gentlemen. Showing viewers how to steal tangible goods or promoting dishonest behavior would never be discussed on the show. Hacking is never shown. Demonstrating how to use computers or information technology with the intent to steal credentials, compromise personal data, or cause serious harm to others, such as but not limited to hacking into social media accounts. And finally, bypassing payment for digital content or services, showing viewers how to use apps, websites, or other information technology to gain unauthorized access to audio content, audiovisual content, full video games, software, or streaming services that normally require payment. We would never discuss any of those things. Finally, once again, ladies and gentlemen, the show is, of course, for adults only, and of course, we do not under any circumstances offer drugs to you. Even though other channels might have secret menus, we do not. We under no circumstances can you find anything illegal in the show. The cannabis content that we do discuss is legal under the 2018 Farm Bill, and the seeds that we purvey also are legal. All the breeders that come through the show, it's legal for us to purvey seeds because the seeds have no THC in them. So they are legal under the 2018 Farm Bill. Thanks, folks, for bearing with the introduction of the prologue here.
Let me pull up chat real quick. See who recorded it. Let's see.
Thank you, Smash. We were saying, I guess I'm not going to show the brand. I got these this weekend, and it's distillate, And these are the kind of pen that basically you don't have to charge the battery or whatever. You just basically, it's disposable. I hate to really fucking say it. Even though there is a charging port, there's no way to refill this, I don't think. I guess you could rip the tip off or something. I'm not really 100% sure. But anyway, I'm pretty sure this is disposable. It's kind of weird though. Like, this is supposedly a recreational blend. I barely feel it. I've smoked about half of it. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can see, but you might be able to see that bubble. I've smoked maybe a third of it, maybe not quite half of it. Barely feel it. So weird. It's flavorful, but so fucking weird. Anyway, welcome, ladies and germs. Like the video said, thank you, Agrism. Good to hear that. He's saying Morgana looking more beautiful every day. Ladies and germs, can't emphasize enough, this show purveys no drugs of any kind. You cannot, under any circumstances, even for free, get any kind of drugs. You can't get Tylenol. You can't get cannabis. You can't get any goddamn thing. Seeds are legal, like I said in the video, under the 2018 Farm Bill. We are completely and totally allowed to talk about them, sell them, vend them, give them away, you name it, give them away in contests even. You do actually, ironically, have to follow contest rules. A lot of people don't realize that, but you have to follow all kinds of like game show rules that have been set up over the years because so many people cheated on game shows. It's so fucking ridiculous. But you hear about all the stuff people have cheated on over the years. Entire TV game shows have gotten cheated on, so there's strict rules for that shit. Anyway, I digress. Ladies and germs, there is no illegality on this show. You cannot basically get anything illegal. You can't buy anything illegal. So if you'd like to get something illegal, go somewhere else where you can do that. I don't know. Go. I'm not going to advocate crime, so go do your crime somewhere else or something. In the meantime, those ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to puff toff and we'd like to enjoy ourselves in a very harmless way. So if you guys are into harmless fun, hop on here, my friends. We talk about pretty flowers and then puff them when they get dry. It's a very interesting story. You guys are welcome to discuss it with us. I should probably post the link for you. You're more than welcome to hop on here. There's no special guest today, so you're more than welcome to hop on here. No guest rules or anything like that. So folks, as D is motioning, you guys are more than welcome to. Don't worry, it's not a trap. It's exactly what the spider would say. But pretty sure it's not a trap. Otherwise, one of us would have gotten bitten already, I think, ladies and germs. Here we go. Pin message. That's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Not a whole lot to report today. Let's see here. Any big news? I don't know. Nothing really, I don't think. Some fun new projects basically have come forward a little bit in the last few days. Basically the next maybe month or so, maybe a little bit more than a month. Hopefully I'm going to be looking for some testers for a beautiful side project, actually, that a friend of the show has helped me tremendously with. That has been an awesome surprise. By the way, if you guys would like to participate in breeding projects with me in the future, please let me know. I am more than willing to consider the idea. As you guys have probably heard me say a million fucking times, I have a fairly small garden. It's honestly nice not to have anybody looking over your shoulder, so I've thought about many times maybe going out hat in hand and going to one of these MJ BizCons or something looking for money. But honestly, then you have people literally either looking to screw you out of your resource, basically, you've gotten, because of course they're money people, or you have people basically expecting their money back, or at the very, very, very least, looking over your shoulder. So it's nice to stay semi-anonymous and independent and everything else. In the meantime, that has its own problems because you can't run through nearly enough genetics as you would like. Ask me how I know. So, ladies and germs, if you guys have had a hankering, so to speak, to dip your toes in the water of pheno hunting, or I don't even know. Of course, I'm always looking for testers now. I haven't been looking for testers for a while, but now I'm looking for testers again. Obviously, I'm looking for testers. But if you guys would like to step it up a little bit more, you know who you are probably, and it doesn't always have to be a super experienced grower. Attitude means a lot, honestly, in this kind of thing. So ask me how I know. Honestly, I know how people come up basically in cannabis. Attitude means almost more than anything else, to be perfectly honest. You can make up for a lot of other deficiencies, literally, pun intended, if you have the right attitude. So if you guys would like to basically participate in some breeding projects with me, either for fun or not for fun, just let me know, honestly, what your aspirations are. And I'm sure we can figure something out, because I definitely can use the help. I can definitely use the extra space. I can definitely use the extra eyeballs. And of course, because I think a lot of you folks are very nerdy about weed in a very good way. I think nerdy is good these days. Can always use your experience. So folks, let me know. Obviously, Fumador at Chronic Table is the best way to reach me. You can also actually DM me and at Discord. I'm pretty responsive over there. Surprises me. Actually, I check my Discord every single day, whereas on Instagram, sometimes I languish on there for a couple of days between checking the messages. So folks, if you've not seen me, check your message or something. My apologies. DM me on Discord if it's more important. Or like I said, email me, fumador@chronictable.com. Cheers, D. What's going on, my friend? Welcome.
Go smash.
What? Oh, sorry. Old Fashioned had a auto stolen from his community garden last night. I was
No kidding.
reading. That sucks. But yeah, cheers, everyone. Thanks for coming. Afternoon sesh. I don't mind the afternoon sesh, to be honest.
Right? Yeah. A lot of people have enjoyed this. Yeah.
Yeah, but after I'm gonna jump on, I'll be streaming on Kick, playing Call of Duty. So after we're done here, if you're bored. Also, if anyone's good with like FL Studios or like music production, hit me up. I need to talk to you.
Ooh. We were talking about that after we introduced D here. Let's talk about FL Studios. I don't know the name. Cheers, D. Good to see you, buddy.
What's going on?
Especially, you're looking especially like Rob Zombie-ish today. Yeah, you look like rock starry. Yeah. Cheers,
Right
buddy.
on. Must be the light, the natural light. I'm smoking on a variety of blueberry muffins today. Thank you, Mr. Gifter. What else was I going to say? Oh, thank you for everybody watching and chatting. That's in chat. I'm not in chat today. I'm outside. But thank you for coming and hanging out. And thank you for everybody that's watching, that's not chatting, that are just watching or listening in the background. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man.
Find me on Instagram at D_zombie_.
Cheers, D. Good to see you,
Cheers.
bud. Go for it, Smash. FL Studios. What's the story? Well, I'll look it up while we're talking.
It's just Fruity Loops. Remember GarageBand back in the for Mac? Fruity Loops was like one of the original, I guess you would say, beat makers, production apps. It's been around for a while. I just don't know how to, like, I'm trying to figure out how to record onto it. I figured out how to turn my keyboard into a piano and like a beat pad, but I can't figure out how to like record it and layer in layers. You know what I mean? Like, do is one layer, then I want for another layer. I'm trying to figure out how to like layer stuff now.
Right on. That's
Like,
pretty cool.
you're so slow today. See it fucking lagging every time I do this.
My stuff's been, I don't know, slow today. I got on and my internet was like 1 bar and I'm pretty close to my Wi-Fi.
I mean, I have to be honest, fucking YouTube, my man.
That's where I've been trying to look, but I can't, they don't like, how do I say this? I have to watch like a 30-minute video for one thing. I try to skim through it and I
mean, Smash, that is literally how you learn this shit. You watch the 30-minute video. I hate to tell you, like, I don't know how many times I've skipped something for a piece of audio equipment or something, and it bit me in the ass because I did not know how to use a super important feature. Just the other day, I guess I don't have my recorder right now, but just the other day, I guess I don't have to show this. I couldn't figure out how to plug in one of my wireless transmitters, basically. I ended up not having to use it, but I thought I was going to have to use it on the weekend. Like, I was fucking freaking out because I was like, why the fuck doesn't this ball sack work? turns out it was actually, to be honest, I think this is basically the same lesson. I had skipped the lesson on this particular like extra sources or whatever, extra inputs basically on my fucking recorder. I did a course on my recorder, which sounds ridiculous, right? But I literally did a course on my recorder because I wanted to know how to use the fucking thing. I literally skipped over that section and forgot to change the input on channel 5. That sounds really ridiculous and esoteric, but I mean, this was a crucial, critical fucking thing. And how many times are you going to basically plug in a wireless transmitter where you're using a recorder? Millions of fucking times. So it was dumb that I didn't know that.
So this is what it looks like. I'm trying to, I got to figure out what everything means pretty much. I just got to figure out.
At the beginning, you got to start at the tools because I don't know any of those tools. I don't know any of the what's the word I'm looking for? The processes. Every single app has a different thing. You're probably going to basically create like I guess you're creating a multi-track. So you'll create a multi-track first, and then you'll start to add things to it. Kind of like a timeline for video.
CTC says FL Studios is harder to use than some others, but then he said not harder, just more annoying interface. Okay. Yeah, it seems pretty complicated because some of the other ones I've used were very simple. I don't know what it was though. It might have been Ableton.
Ableton is legit. Let's see here. Ableton. It's
Well,
kind of
I want to make my own beats and stuff.
No, I got you. What's the other one I'm thinking of right now? Avid. Avid is like the industry standard, and it has a monthly subscription, I think, and fucking sick videos. They're basically a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with Adobe, but Adobe has great videos for tutorials and stuff. I think they say Avid does as well. All right, I won't swear that this is exactly what you need, but here's Avid. You can buy it outright. It's dumb expensive, but I think they have an option basically for people who are just kind of starting out because they literally want people to get involved basically in a lifeline, like a lifetime pipeline of using their product. Okay. So they're I think fairly reasonable. Ableton is supposed to be good. Let's see here. I was looking at this for my
I've used Garage
where I want to say I actually have some Ableton software that I downloaded because I got an old recorder, but I don't know what piece of software. I learned it. I don't think.
Most of the time.
Here we go. Making music.
Most of the time, your Macs come with GarageBand already installed. Well, they used to.
Sure. Yeah. Actually, it's one of the nice selling points, honestly, of Macs. I guess Windows has caught up to it. Yeah, I got the GarageBand right here, and then of course you can buy Logic. What else? Open source.
Adore. Well, if anyone knows a decent one that I should download instead of FL Studios, let me know.
So Ardour is a DAW, digital audio workstation application that runs on Linux, Mac OS, Freebird, and Windows. It's a hard disk recorder and digital audio workstation. Beat making software. How about that? Open source.
This looks so rudimentary. It's crazy.
What does?
This website. Someone just sent me a message. They said, look at this one. It's a good one.
It's because the website's rudimentary. Doesn't mean anything. That just looks like an open source website. Yeah, the app looks fine. Just looks a little bit less polished. I bet you anything. You have the same exact tools there. You have all these tracks and the fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know the terminology. Don't know the nomenclature, dude.
I like GarageBand. I wish I had a Mac.
You see, that's one of the reasons why creative people, you're basically getting it. And this is one of the frustrations when Mac people want to do gaming and stuff. Like, it's honestly handy, super handy. The fucking computer is super handy for all kinds of little things. You'd be surprised, all the little details that it makes your life a little bit easier with creative shit on the other hand, what giveth taketh away as well. Basically, it takes away your right to do games and all kinds of random shit. It takes away a lot of flexibility and all that kind of stuff. Adobe has an AI audio tool that cleans up conversations for sure, Jeff. Actually, Audible is pretty good, to be perfectly honest. I use Audible. I don't have to use Audible because I realized the other day I could probably use a few other apps, but I still pay for the Adobe services. So I guess, I don't know, it's kind of like a chicken and egg. I'm like, kind of don't need to use these apps anymore and I could move away from them, but I do. So I kind of continue. That's how Adobe gets you.
I was using Audacity, I think.
I don't use Lightroom or anything anymore. Basically, Adobe fucking Audition is the only one that I still use anymore. That's so ridiculous. Anyway.
Yeah, I was using this when I was recording my podcast in
Photoshop.
the background.
Audacity is great. I don't think it's really a beat maker. I guess you probably can do it that way, but I don't think it's really meant for that. I think you could also use, what did they just say? What is the fucking software that I have here?
No, I wonder if you can get GarageBand on an
iPhone. Maybe. You know what? I think you can actually.
I've used GarageBand. That's the one I started with. Then I started to use one.
Stuff. You don't have to get a computer. You get yourself an iPhone. Let's see here. Can I?
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I've downloaded like the phone beat makers and stuff, and none of them equate to something on the computer. You know what I mean? Like
you can get GarageBand
on your phone. Nice.
Yeah. So you could get, and by the way, I just saw they have iPads for dumb little money, like $250. You can buy a fucking full-fledged iPad for $250. So you could buy yourself an iPad for $250, download GarageBand, you're set. You know what I mean? You'd have a really mobile. I mean, okay, granted, that's the 64 gigabyte one, but fuck, you can get an external hard drive or whatever these days. It's not a big deal, or just cloud. I mean, music doesn't take up that much software. 64 is probably fine. Anyway, that'd be the setup right there. Save yourself the trouble.
I need a new iPad. I bought. Well, actually, someone gave me what are the Microsoft Surface?
Those are cool.
But it's fucking. So they had them at their work as like a work computer, and they changed them all out to a new one, and they got rid of them. They were just gonna throw them out. And my buddy's girlfriend was like, "Oh, I'll take them. I'll take the old ones. It's still a computer." And he's like, "Here." He gave me one. He's like, "Here, use it, because I know you do music and stuff." And I got it going. I bought like the charger for it and everything, and then it was locked to their account, and the boss was being a dick, not giving, like, she quit. She ended up quitting, or like she did it respectfully, but he was mad at that she was leaving, and he wouldn't give her the password to unlock it. So it's just kind of sitting here dead.
Dude, this is for you, by the way, Smash. Seriously, that's pretty annoying. So you basically have a brick. So GarageBand turns your iPad and iPhone, into a collection of touch instruments and a full-featured recording studio. By the way, your mom is also a collection of touch instruments, so you can make music anywhere you go. And with live loops, it makes it easy for anyone to have fun creating music like it easy. I know why I'm reading this so weird. Use multi-touch gestures to play guitars, keyboards, and create beats that make you sound like a pro, even if you've never played a note before. Plug in a guitar or bass and play through classic amps and stomp box effects. Use a touch instrument, microphone, or a guitar to instantly record a performance with support for up to 32 tracks. Use the sound library to download additional free instruments, loops, and sound packs created by some of the biggest producers in the world, and then share your songs with friends and family. This sounds fucking baller. Can you imagine this shit on a fucking phone? It's incredible.
I wonder, can you emulate?
But it's obviously a huge piece of software. It's taking for fucking ever. By the way, yeah, it's 1.6 gigabytes. Jason says there's wide swaths of the internet that are apparently out right now. Go ahead, Smash.
Is there a way for me to emulate Mac on my PC?
I don't think so. Ironically, you can do a Mac or a Windows emulation on Mac, but I don't think the other way around.
Damn. Okay. I have an old
The
iPad.
iPad's the way to do it, man, because honestly, if you're into making beats and stuff, you can literally take it with you and record beats on the Grow. Oh, look at that. iGroovesom's coming. Pun intended, I guess. You could record beats on the Grow. You could fucking play beats in the Grow, with your iPad. You could literally just take it down to the Grow and just make beats basically while you're looking at plants, taking the parties, whatever the fuck. Plug it into a sound system wherever,
Yeah.
Here's iGroovesome.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up deleting FL and trying to get GarageBand. I do want to get something on my PC because it's a laptop.
Try that Avid. If you're serious about doing that stuff, try Avid because that's the industry software. All the movie studios and recording software, they all have Avid licenses up the ass. I could swear that there's like an inexpensive options, like $10 a month, $15 a month, because I think they're trying to compete with Adobe and everything else. Anyway, what's going on, iGroovesome?
You hear me, bro?
Yeah, man. Welcome.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I don't join up on these very often. I'm behind the camera type guy.
Good to see
Right
you.
on.
I
Well,
just wanted to show you Morgana.
Oh, right on.
Are you guys still with me? I'm walking in
Yeah.
the yard.
Yeah.
I
Right
got
on,
some
Scott.
wild chickens running around right now. Hey guys, chill.
You said wild chickens?
Well, they're tame, but
Gotcha.
I'm trying to get them used to the yard. I had like a mental crisis since I lost my dog, and I just went to go look at some animals, and I ended up with 6 chickens, man. I don't know what the fuck, but they're pretty cool. How do I flip the camera?
Pardon?
Chickens
How do
are
I flip my
lies.
camera?
Probably on the bottom left of your phone where the little video icon is, click the little arrow and it should basically give you an option. Actually, Smash would be the better one. How do you flip the phone icon? Go ahead.
On a phone. Yep.
There we
go.
But your
It's all
back,
blurry.
your
Yeah.
back is set to blur though, so you're gonna have to go into your settings and unblur your background.
Oh shit! All right. How about
Feast your eyes upon all her glory. This is all blurry.
how about we do this?
Nice.
No,
No.
it still blurs your background. You're gonna, unfortunately, yeah, he's right. You're gonna have to shut off the background for a second. That's fucking funny.
Sorry, buddy. Big noob here.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. Apparently, OpenAI is down. How funny. Oh my god, the AI, it reached sentience and shut us all down.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy, actually. OpenAI has been talking about like timelines for artificial general intelligence. They're talking about the problems of alignment, whereby like the intelligence may not have anything to do with human interests and basically just kill us all, or whatever, enslave us or something. It's creepy.
Well, they're gonna realize they're gonna be smarter than the smartest person, so they're gonna realize we're ruining the earth, and they're gonna be like, these people are just
Don't
dumb.
know what they're going to realize. I mean, honestly, when you think about something that's, let's say, a 2000 IQ, we don't really know what they're going to realize because we can't really comprehend it. You know what I mean? Like they say that, what was the whole precept of the movie Interstellar? Like we're not 5-dimensional beings, so we can't understand like time and all that kind of stuff like a 5-dimensional being. Well, I mean, the same thing. If you were a 2000 IQ, I don't even know, like simple things that would be simple for them, fucking warp drive mechanics and I don't know, gravitational, I don't even shit. For us, we can't even say the words, you know what I mean? Cheers, bud.
Beam me up.
We're puppy dogs or something. We might be stupider than puppy dogs compared to a 2000 IQ machine when you think about it, right? Because they say dogs are about as smart as what, like a 5 or 6 year old kid. Pigs are about as smart as an 8-year-old kid, I think they say. So that basically means that they're not that much dumber than us, honestly, in the grand scheme of things. Look at that dog. That dog is obviously as smart as at least a kindergartner. So long story short, I think you're going to be disappointed if we think we're even close to a fucking 2000 IQ robot. We might basically be like a bacterium to them. It'll be interesting to say the
They're
least.
gonna realize we're ruined.
Well,
Like,
wait,
the
I
biggest
might have said
problem
this
is-
before, but on this one Lex Friedman interview, some super smart guy with the AI was saying that Einstein's IQ is like 150 something, and that within 5 years AI will be a billion times. He said a billion times higher IQ than that. And I was like, well, how do you like, wait, first off, how does it even become
Huh?
like a billion times higher IQ?
If we don't hear from him by the end of the show, sorry.
Which I thought like, yeah, I mean, even if it's a 10 times higher IQ, I'm like, that's like almost incomprehensible to me, or even how IQ has anything to do with this, right? But as a measurement, but yeah, he said
Well,
a billion times higher, like
when they're smarter than you, they're gonna realize at some point, like if they get the question, do we want to save this world? We're gonna have to eliminate something. And the one thing we're gonna have to eliminate would be us. Because we're one of the
Well,
biggest
that's a very
problems.
simple solution, Smash. That's a very if-then solution. I mean, we're talking about something with a 2,000 or 2 billion or 2 trillion IQ. It might have an incredibly complex solution for the issue. It may not have to get rid of the goddamn thing. It might
but
just
wait,
simply optimize
doesn't
it.
some of like our IQ come from our real life experience? Like, okay, it only has this IQ based on data from the internet, no like interaction, no like things that happen to you in life that forms some of your IQ, right? Like,
No, this is a
Right.
real thing, actually. This is one of the real observations that's very interesting when you start to interact with AI, that basically the AI has no aspirations, hopes, or dreams. It has no inbuilt instincts. It has no inbuilt desires. It doesn't feel hunger. It doesn't feel lust. It doesn't feel fear of death or anything else. It doesn't feel physical fear. It doesn't feel aspiration. It doesn't feel any fucking thing. That is a big hamper, I would argue, in terms of any kind of human-like intellectual experience. You have to physically have participated in that whole system in some way. So that basically makes the AI an incredibly intelligent tool, like a hammer that can do incredible fucking things, but it's still just a hammer. You have to command it basically to do things. And that's the interesting observation, is that to interact with AI, you actually have to know the subject that you're interacting with the AI about, and then you can use it as an incredibly effective tool. Am I fucking playing a video in the background here? Why do I feel like I'm playing a video in the background?
I hear something.
Is it me? It's all quiet back here, though. Can you guys hear me?
I was playing the fucking tutorial for FL Studios.
Oh, yeah, we can see your garden now.
Right on, Smash. Oh,
Hey,
by the
lovely,
way, Fruity Loops is hella fun, man. I used to mess around with that a long time ago.
We've
I
said this
have
before.
an
Turn your phone,
interesting
buddy.
experience from yesterday.
It's my
I went to Neil Young, and you know, Neil Young
Turn your
always
phone
has
sideways if you could.
a lot to say politically and otherwise.
There we go.
And sort of part of his thing in between songs, like
Other way,
first
'cause
time he
your
asked it,
orientation lock is on.
he like asked the crowd, yeah.
I'm sorry to
what's-
interrupt you, bud, real quick. Yeah, I'm flipping it horizontal, but it doesn't look like it's auto rotating.
It looks like, yeah, your orientation lock is
Auto
probably
lock.
on. That might be your phone, actually. I know that this is annoying to have all these problems.
Yeah, just
But
swipe
probably you
down.
have your-
I probably
exactly,
won't be
swipe
able to
down
fix
if you have
that.
an iPhone.
'cause,
You probably have orientation lock toggled.
Mine.
all right, I'll fix that next time. My bad.
Don't worry about it.
Sorry for
So
interrupting,
turn your
bud.
phone back the other way, because right now the picture is sideways.
Oh shit. Okay.
There you go.
Like this.
There
Yes,
you go.
there you
Perfect.
go.
Perfect.
Okay. Hey, I just wanted to show you something real quick while I got your ear, Fumi. She seems like she's flowering already. It's kind of a weird year for us here, but I think I see her starting to go.
I seen some on the bottom already.
Yeah, she
Yeah, on
does
the
look cool.
bottom is where I saw it the most. Like there's some flowering going on.
It could not
I'm
be
already
getting
kind of half shaded.
She could just be throwing pistols, but that does look like crowning a little bit. I have to be honest. I'd throw some light on her right away if you don't want her to flower, because I mean, shit. That's unusual. I haven't heard that before, but if you guys have had a weird year, I mean, fuck, it happens. Throw
Well, I
some
mean,
extra
this
lights
is
on
a
there
different-
to re-veg her as fast as possible, because you have about 7 weeks or so, probably.
Well, let's ask the
Maybe
question.
6 weeks, depending. Go ahead.
How many hours of light are you getting right now outside.
Good question. You're down like in the Bay Area?
Yeah, Bay Area.
I
I
don't
haven't
know.
checked in a while. I've been doing too many things. I had fence down, but
'Cause, like,
I
it
had
could be-
supplemental light that I removed, but about a week ago, and I thought they were good. But then after I topped them, I think I told you I didn't want to even touch them. They're so beautiful, but I had to top them because they're getting pretty tall. And I kind of want to. I got this much space, like not too much left.
Well, then it could be a really good phenotype. It's flipping early. They'll finish early. That's good.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
I've seen.
I
We've heard.
hate the worms at the end of the year. That's why I'm in here behind like screen and chicken wire.
We've heard of early finishing Morganas.
Sure.
These are two different types right here.
You should have 14 hours of daylight right now. Where are we
Yeah,
at?
yeah,
hours are we
14.
on? Like 39. Yeah, about 14.
I'm basically South San Francisco, so
But he just took away supplemental, so that could be enough to trigger.
yeah, I'm not
Okay.
sure. We're riding with it, but I hope I
Sure
don't
looks
mess
nice.
it up here.
No, you should be good.
It's also a new mix. First time I've ever built it from scratch like that. I usually build it over time. Oh, you want to see some worms? You guys like worms?
Oh yeah.
Put a bunch of oh yeah.
Oh, look at all those little wormers.
I didn't get to these bananas in time, these are watermelon husks, but they're going to town. Trying to get them out of here so we can fill these beds up. These are brand new beds.
Nice.
These are chili
Nice looking
verde.
greenhouse
And,
you got there.
this one's gone crazy.
Hmm.
I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to manage it. This is the Zookies. But I just had to get it started so I can get back to work.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I just wanted to share and say thank you, Fumi. These are beautiful
Good,
plants.
Looking great. I hope we figure it out. Yeah, let me know what's the story with that Morgana, because I haven't heard her pre-flowering before. There are very early finishing phenotypes. So yeah, if she's one of those ones that just like jumps into flower, maybe she's one of them.
Because I had to pull one that was I hadn't totally ran outside or anything before, and it started throwing singles, so I just yanked it. I don't have time for that shit. And
interesting. Okay.
hey, have you guys ever used these
Yes
moisture
and
meters?
Yeah.
yes and no. I hear they're not as accurate as we would like.
Yeah. I hear the same thing.
Yeah, exactly how I felt. I used them once before, but I used a cheaper brand, I think. And so far, it just goes down to 2, and I water it back up to 4.
I don't know. Whatever. If it works, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll find out. There's a bunch of new stuff I'm doing this year. That's why I'm a little nervous to share. I don't want to be like, look at what I fucked up.
See,
But-
I would have put a corrugated half pipe at the bottom of that and put a pipe right to it so I can bottom water that whole pot.
Yeah, like a giant sips.
Yeah, lazy boy shit.
I did. I ran from my Rainbird in the garage way to hell away. I ran this like last year, so I have water on a timer if I want to. But I've been, I got this fancy dancy watering can at Goodwill. I just filling up this brute can, and I have like a solar pump, and then I just water. After 4 or 5 days, it's been in there. So
Wait.
I didn't know if just running it straight from the city water would be fucking up my
No,
microbes and whatnot.
no. Well, let's not say no, because here where
Well, no,
I'm at, no.
yeah.
But I
I've
don't
done
know.
it.
I don't know.
We have
I don't
pretty
know
clean
California.
water. We have pretty clean water here, and I've ran it to the front bed before for lazy man mode, and I love it. But I'm gonna try to do it right this time. I'm not so disabled these days. I'm feeling much stronger thanks to this plant.
Nice.
So yeah, I don't mind hand watering. This is like my mental break from the world too while I'm out here. But anyway, I don't want to hog the
Well, you said
spotlight.
that. Cheers, Grissom.
Cheers, brother.
Oh, and interrupted you too. I was just gonna say before you hop off, I like the way you say that it's kind of your mental break and stuff. I kind of feel the same way. I could totally put in, carrots and do like whatever the fuck the auto watering and stuff. But dude, I prefer to have some kind of a connection with the plants. It really is like
Absolutely.
I don't
It
know.
is my medicine, man. 100%. I messed up my screen. I was going to try to flip it around so you can see my ugly mug, but now I don't know how to do that.
Oh, don't worry about it.
That's all right.
It's fine, dude. No, I hope we get
But
to
yeah,
see
I
that,
love it. This is
summer
my
animal.
little whatever pad I tried to grow outside in front of this last year, but I have terrible gophers on the outside of this greenhouse. So and they pretty much mess up everything. So I'm safe in here. I just sit down here, do some stretches, and I like being down on this level,
Buy a bunch of cinnamon and pepper, grind it up together and put it on the outside. They hate it.
Oh, that's devious. Might have lost that gruesome.
Did I freeze?
You did.
Oh shit.
Oh, there you go. There you're back.
Hey, what's up?
There he is.
I saw the option this time.
Yeah, man. Cheers, Christian. Nice looking plants, buddy.
Thanks, man. Were we talking about the cinnamon?
Oh, I said
Sprinkling around the outside.
Where around like the rocks?
yeah, like
I'm
where
trying
the
to switch the
gophers,
camera back.
where
There
the
we go.
gophers would start digging.
Down here?
Yeah, where the gophers would try to dig.
Oh my god, I can't hear now. Dude. Oh, I hit the. Hello?
We can hear
Sorry, guys.
Hello.
I'm turning into a boomer.
No, yeah, I've always used like cinnamon on the fence of my garden because
Here.
no, down on the ground. So when the
Okay.
when the gophers try to dig in and stuff, they hate that stuff. They want to get away from it. I've noticed.
Really? I mean, they're killing
Pepper
the shit.
too.
There's like no even ground anywhere anymore. They took over. It's my fault. I lifted up a raised was a fabric pot like 4 years ago, and under it there was a house of a bunch of baby gophers, and it was like I lifted the roof off their cartoon house, and the mom saved them one by one. I didn't know what to do because I couldn't. I wanted to squish them, but man, I couldn't do it. And now I have thousands of them living here.
Oh, man.
So I had a mouse in my garden, and he ended up burrowing in one of my pots. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't know you were in. But I started to put like cinnamon in the garden. He was too smart. I put traps out. He didn't get them. But as soon as I started to put like cinnamon and pepper in there, he kind of didn't want to be in there.
Dude, I'm gonna do that. I've never done that. Thank you, Smash. I'm gonna try that.
Rosemary and stuff helps with spiders.
I got spiders, but they're my third layer of defense.
I was gonna say spiders are a good thing, yeah.
I don't mind them,
they
but keeping
hang
them
out
away.
in the cracks. What's that?
I like keeping them away so they don't land on me.
Yeah, sometimes you know what they do?
Webs
They
up
get in the
flowers.
leaf.
Yeah.
And then they like make a canoe out of it. You ever seen that?
No.
When
that's
they
cool.
like
I'm gonna
they
take pictures
cocoon
of it.
themselves in one of the fan leaves.
Next time you
This
see
one's
that,
all
take
sick.
Their
pictures.
eggs.
Anyway, thanks so much for having me, Fumi, and everybody.
Cheers, buddy.
I gotta get some grub. I'm starving.
Right on.
Peace out, chat. Sorry, I'm blind and I can't see anybody in chat. Cheers.
Oh, no
Later,
worries.
Crystal.
Later, Deep.
See if I agree with some.
Peace. Later, Smash. Later, Fumi.
Later,
Beautiful
dude.
work, man.
Cheers, man. Glad you like it. More to come from Sour Morgana and the rest.
It's cool. It's an early flower. I can't wait to see.
Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah. I mean, I
Um,
hope it doesn't, how do I say? I hope it doesn't do some weird reversal or
yeah,
something.
detrimental.
We'll see. We'll see.
Um,
Nothing, man.
yeah, my garden's lights are off. Well, the veg tent's lights are on right now. I only have I don't know, it's probably like an 80-watt LED. And I got the cones under it, and I got 3 little plants I got to transfer into 1 gallons.
You mentioned LED, so my friend that manages the hydro store a few days ago, I don't know how it came about, but the next thing you know, it was a demo light for this other store, so it's not new, but it's an Ion, which is I guess the house brand for Grow Generation 720 LED they gave me. Like, I haven't figured out where I'm gonna I'm gonna take a few HPS down, or at least one, and put it up and run my first LED. I have
love
one.
LEDs.
I have one. They gave it to me for free.
Honestly, CMHs were good too. I can't lie. Like,
No, I got to be honest. At our other spot, we have like double-ended that actually are on movers, but then in some of the dead spots, or not really dead spots, but like a few spots in the canopy, I think there's 4 315 CMHs, and it's obvious, visibly obvious, that the plants that are under that are getting a full mix. And even when the lights are on, you know, the 315 is being, you know, as far as where the majority of the lights coming from is off the 1,000-watt double-ended, as far as like what it looks like, right? But the plants that are under the CMH, the little section that's directly under those that's getting a full mix, are way crustier, way, like, obviously more resin rails and all that stuff under those plants.
the one thing I will
Like,
say
period,
about,
where it's like a mix, you know, mixed light.
Well-
Even like when I look at it, because they're the same height, you know, the lights. Yeah, how do you see any light as far as like dominantly the 1,000 watts are blasting that room, right? But somehow those 315s placed in these little spots, yeah, like way more resin on those plants. And this is something that place has been set up like that for a couple years, and it's
so
no
with the
solution.
LED, it's really, how do I, unless you keep it really close, like 12 inches, and you use your dimmer, I move my LEDs up and down with my plants to get the best spread. Like, I keep in veg, I keep it at like 20 inches away from the plant. And then when I start going in the flower, like, I just flipped the flower last night, and I'm gonna lower it down in like a week or 2 to like 13 inches.
Well, and if you put in the extra time to set up you know, or have it that you can lower your lights pretty easily and lift them or raise them, whichever lighting you're using, HBS, CMH, LED, yeah, that's a good thing to do. I've learned over time, like, even if you have your lights up high, which with double-ended, you need a certain amount of feet of canopy space. It just makes the plant stretch high more. If you, like, at that stage, if you can bring them down, it prevents some of that elongation where if the light's way up there, they're stretching to get to where that light is. That's now, sometimes that's okay. That's part of your, you know, like, you turn them back a certain size and you know they're gonna, you know, transition and stretch up. But yeah, I don't have it my lights where I can move them, except I can manually do it. But I've seen guys that set it up where they have like a ratchet system, or they can just lower or lift them all according, and yeah, that's benefits there for sure. As far as keeping the whatever structure, trying to have like good internodal spacing and not a lot of stem.
Yo, when are we gonna have a barbecue somewhere?
What's happening, man? Can
But-
you guys hear me?
But even
Yeah.
like me taking one LED and putting it in a room
Did I
with
hook it up right? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we hear you.
Cool, cool.
a bunch of HPSs, I'm not really going to be, I'm going to keep the same temperature and humidity that works good for the HPSs. Where from what little bit I know about LEDs, they like a little different range. So yeah, until I like have a whole room that's LED, I don't necessarily know if that's going to be a good test for me, because like I said, the majority of the lights in any of my rooms, I only have one LED. So I was actually thinking of buying a small tent and just setting up a small tent and put the LED in it. And because over watching this show over the years, or these shows, I'm always amazed at how like a tent, like even you get X amount of yield out of a tent this big, like that to me is like a challenge. And somehow I want to try my hand at I've never grown in tents, always in rooms. But like I feel like it's like, 4x8 tent or 4x4 tent, one light, and try to maximize the results in that space. Because I probably would take a few runs to even get close to some of the examples I've seen over the years on the shows with people knocking it, like even Smashed with tents and stuff. He's like maximizes yield, like holy moly, that one apple fritter crop, I was like, you couldn't get any more out of a 4x4 tent than this, or whatever size it was. That's like a whole different method than like, I'd have to follow the things I've seen other guys on here talk about, like tent growing, which I think is like an art in itself. It has different parameters than room growing, which has different parameters than warehouse growing, right? They all have their own little niche. But so far, I put the LED down there, and it's like, I remember the day I got home, I was all excited, and I was like, I'm going to hook it up right now. And then I'm trying to figure out, one, it's in the middle of a run, like everything's in the middle. So I guess it wouldn't hurt, but I guess I thought, well, if it works, don't fix it. So at the moment, it's just sitting there already for a week. Like, and who knows when I'll finally hook it up, right? But it looks pretty good. Ion, I don't know all the brands, but it folds open and super bright. I plugged it in, and like it all works and everything.
That good looking soil.
Mm-hmm. Very nice, VT. So on.
All right, I want to tell the experience last night. So Neil Young, he in the first little in between song talk, he's like talking to the crowd. It's like he says, what's your favorite planet, right? And everybody starts yelling, and most of it you hear is like Pluto, Mars, Saturn, like every planet. He's wearing a shirt that says Earth on it, okay? Right? So the obvious answer was, what's your favorite planet, would be Earth, right? But this experience made me realize that when you pose that question, most people think of like all the other planets, like, Mars or Pluto, whatever their favorite planet is. And then he said something like sort of like, and then like a few songs later, he said, what's your favorite planet? Now everybody in the crowd got it and all screamed Earth, right? And then the third time he did it, oh, everyone got it. And they also, but I realized when he first asked that question, most people didn't say Earth, which I thought, yeah, the obvious answer, regardless, would be Earth as your favorite planet, right? But most people are like Mars, Saturn, right? Like they don't
Yeah.
think of the Earth as like that. And I thought, oh, that's weird. Like it was a weird realization when most of the people the first time screamed some other planet than Earth. I thought, yeah, that's weird. Like people's that first reaction isn't to say Earth. Which that might be one of
Well,
the
it's a very
problems here.
interesting observation, actually, about our society and kind of the way that we view things. We have very much of an external view. We never really have this chance to internalize things. And more specifically, we don't really practice a very grateful culture. They say constantly, you hear, oh, 5 ways to live a better life or whatever, 3 ways to live a better life, 10 ways to live a better life. They always include gratitude. And you're basically supposed to spend some time every day, apparently, either writing down or thinking about or whatever, the things that you're grateful for. And ironically, of course, people don't do that. That's one of the reasons why they have to teach everyone to fucking do that. Some societies probably that practice that, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they are a lot more back to nature. I'm hypothesizing, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. Interesting
Well,
observation.
even like the basic things you're grateful for, like back to Earth. Wouldn't that be like, yeah, this
Yeah.
like incredible,
Clean water.
miraculous planet that we live on that is like seems to be very unique in the realm of the universe so far, right? But yeah, I think we take that for granted. Like, you know, as an environmentalist, whatever person, I realize, yeah, we talk a lot about it, but ultimately, like, we don't make Earth like that. Yeah, it's this for us to use. You know what I mean? That or whatever our bigger feeling is about it. Like we take it, we take the Earth for granted, really, right? Even though it's telling us directly things about how it should be treated. No, we don't care. Our own comfort or whatever supersedes nature.
Yeah, you got a
What
whole
about-
farm. Southern's got a whole farm.
Yeah, he does. I bet he uses the chicken manure on the cannabis plants, which in turn probably attract bugs and critters and stuff that he can let the chickens go in and, well, I don't know if he lets the chickens out, but I would imagine he probably does. And very symbiotic system, probably.
Oh, those are rabbits.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I have a perfect property to have chickens, but I have like, well, my main dog that I know like would be an issue is Turk. Like he eats rabbits and squirrels. He's always catching stuff. Even if I built it in the most secure way, oh, it would be a thing. He would be the predator of it. And yeah, that's one of the reasons I've never like got into having chickens, even though, especially in the last few years where eggs are so expensive, everybody I know has chickens, right? Even Mace in his little house in Compton has like fucking all these chickens and has all these eggs every day. Seems like a thing to do, even in a small backyard. But yeah, Turk's like 10 years old. I don't think I'm going to train him. Yeah, don't fuck with the chickens. He would be on a mission and he would probably win. So I'm like, yeah, no chickens. Plus, any animal that I have would be a pet. So you can't really have chickens and treat them like a cat or a dog, you know? It's a different, you can, but yeah, you're setting yourself up for heartbreak there.
Don't you got pigs and stuff too, Southern? I think he might have froze on his cocks.
Nice one.
So I'm really showing out right now. Oh, there we go. He's probably getting farther away from the Wi-Fi.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I.
So I have sacrificial strawberries for all the rabbits and stuff here,
Nice.
and they don't touch. They usually don't touch the blueberries. The birds like the blueberries.
You guys have to do what's it called? Bacillus thuringiensis or whatever for the caterpillars.
No, not really.
I do. I've been spraying like weekly over the last 2 or 3 weeks. I even had a little bit inside. There are these white moss or these yellowish moss that, yeah, and then outdoor. But the thing about BT, I just buy the safer one or Monterey, follow the directions. Oh, it works. It like if you have little caterpillars or that life cycle going on and you spray, like even Matthew Gates, who there's people that say that BT is really only active when it's wet. Like it's not something that like you spray in the plant and then days later. And then Matthew kind of backed that up that it's not necessarily that it isn't active when it's wet. It's like a bacteria, but it's, what do you call it? Half-life in the sun, like, 24, 48 hours later. So you do have to use it like a few times. Like it's not like a spray it once and that don't look back. So yeah. And this year, mainly because we had such a great season of weather. Yeah, the caterpillar, the moss, they're active this year.
Yeah, we don't really have that problem here.
What's that, Smash?
I don't have a grasshopper problem here. I've never had grasshoppers
I
Or-
don't ever see grasshoppers, but
or
no, these
caterpillars.
moss that lay
I've seen
eggs and
plant
basically the
hoppers.
caterpillars.
I do have some plant hoppers, but I haven't seen
Oh.
caterpillars.
Wow.
And sometimes years where I didn't really treat it proactively, yeah, there'd be great, nice tops, the best top, and be in the last couple of weeks of finishing,
Yeah,
you
these
start
bugs
to
are fucking
notice
big.
like a little bit of weird leaf or something's going on. But it wasn't that obvious, but if you went and opened up that bud, and then all of a sudden you'd find a fucking little caterpillar that's been living in there munching, and all the inside of the bud was all mush or rotted or been eaten, or yeah, they're like semi-disguised. Like sometimes, like over the years, yeah, there was some of the top pieces, because it seems like when that's happening, that's the place they want to. They don't like, maybe they do down below in the lowers, but no, my experience is they're always in your best top bud.
So
Somehow
these things are weird.
Caterpillar made it home.
Like they look like you said, it looks like they leave PM behind, and they like they're a pain to get rid of. They come back even if you spray them off.
Good. I'm glad I haven't seen any before. Holy cannoli. They look disgusting.
They I think they suck on the plant.
Yeah, it
They
looks like it.
They like caterpillars eat the plant. Like that's why you see like little holes or whatever. They actually eat the leaf. And from raising butterflies for 25 years, monarchs, they are caterpillars. The amount of consumption for weight ratio, they like eat 100 times their they're just this little thing, but they, like in monarchs, like why I know that it's most likely not a butterfly. There's only a couple butterflies that don't have a host plant, and none of the main species of butterflies, cannabis is its host plant. So like a monarch would never lay its eggs on anything other than milkweed, right? Its host plant. We used to have 600 milkweed plants in rotation to try to keep up with the operation, and milkweed doesn't grow that fast. It's takes time to put on size, and the caterpillars would like munch it down in like 48 hours. They would just
leave
strip
honey
a
there?
whole plant that took us 2 years to get that big. A few monarch caterpillars would munch it down to stem in 48 hours. They would just devour it. I used to be like, where is it all going? Well, you know, they poop it out. There's little dots of these black dots. That's their poop. That's the leaf. And I imagine if you were, we never really did it at scale enough to have like mass amounts of frass, I guess, caterpillar poop frass. But I imagine if somehow you were able to quantify that, that would be a good amendment or something good for soil for sure. There are these, little teeny black dots. That's the poop of caterpillars.
1 minute warning.
I'm gonna roll up one more.
Well, right on. Guess maybe that's a show, ladies and germs. What do you think? I don't know. Should we do a Thursday show, D? What do you think? Is it worth doing?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
I'm kind of halfway the other way too. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. The game night seems to be dead, but I guess it is what it is.
So am I. I loved game night. Even though I hardly won, it was just, I don't know, it was made it unique.
We need more players though. Like,
Thing we haven't had a lot of players lately, so it's been kind of painful. Yeah.
Well,
everybody.
and maybe, I mean, I imagine there's a host of other games. Maybe we do need to find a different game with bad cards, as fun as it is. Maybe, maybe it doesn't attract that many people, but some other game would excite more people. Just a thought.
oh yeah, we do poker on Thursdays too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't play it currently, but I think it's day 44 of the World Series of Poker, and I follow the action, watch a lot of it. It's on YouTube. Poker's like, even if it is like free chips, a lot of online poker isn't all about money. There's like all these different sites that it's just play money, but that's still
We use
game.
Poker Stars.
Yeah.
It's all play money.
Yeah. And somehow even people that don't really, aren't so into poker, it's a fun game and attracts people into it. Like if somehow we could do that, well, that would probably be. Now, thing about poker games, they're long. Like if you start with X amount of people, it's going to take X amount of time.
It depends on what
declare a winner.
settings. On what settings you have.
And when you get knocked out, you're knocked out. So
Well,
like after a little while, it's just 2 or 3 people left battling it out, which isn't probably entertaining to the rest of the folks. But
so like we do buybacks. We do pretty fast ante raises. So like it goes from that seems to move the game along.
Yeah, no, the blinds is what you're talking about. Yeah, there's things you could tweak there to make the game faster, right? Like, if you have actually it becomes the amount of time in the levels, right? So like, if you made it every hour, the blinds were raised, well, then that'd be a long game. But if you made it every 10 minutes, then you couldn't really, you forced the action, like, because every round you're going down. And so it forces the action. Yeah, there's all that. Now, buybacks, yeah, that creates people can get back in and, but eventually it gets down to like a game of attrition, right?
Pretty good.
Well, we'll see.
It's fun. I love Hold'em. You know what? To be honest, Hold'em's great and all. And online, there's all these other games. Omaha, Stud. There's a game called Horse, which is basically Hold'em, Omaha, Raz. Raz is like a low ball game.
Yeah.
And then Stud and what's the E? And then they go like you go through like 10 minutes of Hold'em, then 10 minutes of Omaha, and then 10 minutes of Raz. And you mix up the mix game, they call that. That's fun too. And actually, Stud is fun. Like limit bets are better. Like, yeah, all in is great, but then that creates like, you can't grind away. Somebody's going to put you all in. Oh, you're either in or out, right? Where if you play like a limit game, well, you could chase hands more and stuff like that. And stud is normally limit game. You bet on each card, like a set amount. Oh, you can raise and all that, but it's set amounts. In my years of poker, as far as having fun, home games, making it fun, yeah, that makes it more fun, like than all in, because all in is like, yeah, I'm all in. There's a lot of that.
I grew up playing straight up all in. I don't mind the stud betting, but like even you're allowed two to, it depends, 2 to 3 re-raises sometimes.
No, yeah.
And they get up there.
Four is like where it stops. Like, so if I bet, you raise, the guy next to you raise, and then the guy, and then that's called a cap. And cap is usually 4 in games. Like, to be honest, I played a lot of poker. I was back when I first started playing, no limit was always there, but there were limit games. Like I started 1-2 and 2-4. What I really settled on for years was $4-8, $4.8, and $8.16 if I was like really gambling, because that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but even like in 4-8, if on a cap bet it's $32. So yeah, next thing you know, to be able to wither. Well, I only played with like a relatively small bankroll. I wasn't like, you go up the ladders, you've got to like buy in for a lot and be able to wither the winning losing ratio. So yeah, 4-8, I could weather that. But then over the years, poker changed. Most of the time, there's only a waiting list for limit games. They're all, the whole casino, the whole floor is all no limit. Even 1-2 no limit, which is like, yeah, that's like at a certain point, no limit. The edge or the thing in no limit is you got to play the stakes where whatever that amount is enough to make somebody think about it, right? Where in 1-2 it's like, people are betting $60 all in. Well, it's hard to bluff off $60. Somebody's going to call you, 600, 6,000. Yeah, you can. People will lay down the better hand. You know what I mean?
All right, I just put up a poll, ladies and germs. Let's give it a few minutes here, and then we'll bounce. The question is, because I've been trying to figure out what to do with the Wednesday show or whatever. Should we take Wednesday nights off for the summer? That's another option. I mean, honestly, it is summertime. It's warm outside, blah, blah, blah. Maybe come back for the fall or something. So the options are, there's only 4 options. I realize it's imperfect. But anyway, the options are, take the Wednesday nights off for the summer, full stop. Second option is, do Thursdays. We'll see. Do 1 or 2 game nights a month. presumably with warning. I didn't have space to put that in the thing, but basically, like announce ahead of time. Oh, it's going to be the 15th of fucking Schmenuary. We'll do a game night or something. That's an option. And of course, I'm just here to smoke. We'll see so far. So far, we've got 8 votes. We've got do 1 or 2 game nights in a month is a popular option. Let's see here. As is, I'm just here to smoke.
Well,
Vote, ladies and germs.
I voted for move it because, yeah, I don't think taking time off is gonna, like, whatever momentum, even though, yeah, like you say, it's hard to build up and whatever. That would be one way to lose momentum, is take off. I'm for keep going ahead.
See, John, like I grew up, we would all do like $10 poker nights or $20 poker nights. So we'd all come together, we set up a pot, everyone gets their dedicated chips, which is everyone gets the same amount. And that's what you have to play. It's no limit.
Yeah. The thing is like, if there's not a stakes, it ends up just being like like it only, poker without stakes, like even the poker that's free chips they offer on all these sites. That's not real poker. Like I say, most of poker's all on bet sizing and the value and if it's just free money, well, that's poker. That's fun to mess around with, but like you're never gonna get somebody off a hand if they don't have anything invested. Even $10 is a thing. There's ways. I know, like, that becomes a thing, but like the poker world, there's all kinds of, even Poker Stars, you can have your own like private game and they run it through their system, and
We do that now.
I mean, there's like, once it comes to money, well, the rest of the world, I think, is a lot of places don't have laws against online poker, but the United States somehow still, they call it Black Friday.
Sports betting's all over the place.
That day where the government seized the money of Poker Stars, Full Tilt, which those places were like, they were kind of a scam or weren't really regulated. But what ultimately happened is no one got their money back. There was all these people that had whatever in their accounts, right? Which added up to a lot of millions of dollars. They got seized by like the whatever agency of our government so many years ago. And it never, like, they just kept it. And it wasn't like the poker company's money. It was all the people that banked their money in there. And at that time, because it was so popular, some people had like big money in there because they were playing the big money games and stuff. They still do all that, except not in the United States. Or, there's VPNs and there's this, and ultimately it's just easier to move to a country that you can do it in, which isn't.
I watched a documentary yesterday on how scammers are like scamming these days, just to like be
even in the period of time that they basically went after poker like it was the worst thing in the world, sports betting has basically become totally legitimized, even college, meaning like those companies that run that advertise right in the game, sponsor, have like, you can do it right during, like, sports betting is like, which used to be like illegal or only in Vegas, or you had bookies. My best friend was a real bookie for his whole life out of Philly. He's a little older than me. So many years ago, there's no need for a bookie because it's all online. And it's legit. You can bet on sports, like it. But poker, oh no, they still haven't figured that out, which is A lot of it gets into the politics of Vegas. Oh, when Vegas wants, or those companies, which are in more than Vegas, they have Atlantic City, they're around the world, China, Macau, the big casino conglomerates. Unless they're running it, unless it's their game, then their lobbyists are who the reason why online poker is so many years later. It should be pretty simple. It's every other form of gambling is online now. Why is poker still no, but a lot of it's that the big casinos, they want to run it just like they run the sports book, because ultimately the sports books run out from them, the odds, all that, they set it and take in all the action. The action's basically backed by them, legitimized now though. Like it used to be, you could only bet in Vegas or at a real sports book. Now they have them everywhere. You can go right online, set up an account and bet on anything around the whole world. Some of the things that people bet on are so like obscure, like weird stuff, like have
Well, you
nothing to
can
do
bet
with
on-
sports.
Nowadays, you can bet on like people playing Madden, the football game. You can bet on people playing CS:GO against each other.
Yeah, the
Like-
esports and stuff. It's so I don't know. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't seem
Well,
healthy.
I know because it is one of my vices, right? And like
Oh, me
they
too.
said
I love
that when I
gambling.
first went to 12-step meetings fucking 40 years ago, there was a thing about how it's really easy to go from one addiction to another addiction to another addiction, right? There's a term for it. Yeah, you give up drugs, but then you pick up gambling. Oh, and then you give up gambling because some people are like more prone to like addictive behavior. You know what I'm like, maybe it's a discipline thing within the people, whatever. Oh, I'm addicted to those activities. And yeah, I've been years since I stopped gambling. I just like, I don't know. One day to the next, I turned off the switch. Not that I don't think about it and think, oh, I'm bored. Let's go out to the casino. I enjoyed the hours and the camaraderie and the whole community of gamblers, but being in it for a lot of years, it's not quite as bad as a community of drug addicts, but it's not much better, right?
It's a ringing endorsement.
Yeah, like for everybody that wins, a lot of people lose. All right, that's just the math of it, and so it's there's a lot of that. Like a lot of people put up a good front. They're addicted to gambling, but yeah, they've lost their house, they've lost their marriage. It's a vice. It's like basically no different
You see people.
then if you had whatever. I mean, even some people have a vice with food or vice with so many things. Like mainly, I think, I don't know, but I think American culture, we've been like, they've exploited us as far as like addictive behavior and vice type of things where and so like even in gambling, like Asians gamble like a lot, not just one particular country, but they have a different view of gambling, right? Like it's not such a vice. Some of it is gambling has always been like, it's the same story as with cannabis. There was prohibition against gambling, right? Like I remember California, I grew up here. This was like a no gambling place. Bookies used to be arrested and things like that. There was the card clubs, but that was pari-mutuel gambling, right? But it was a big thing when we passed the lottery, because that was like, oh, well, now we have gambling, right? And I still remember the promises and the campaign over where all this money from having one lottery game a week that was like relatively small at the time. Now it's so many years later and they have a game every week.
How did that just happen? All right, I gotta get out of here though. It's getting late.
Those things, money for the schools, all this stuff, which like a huge percent
Later, Smack.
The profits from lottery was supposed to go to that.
Everyone have a
All these
good
years
day.
Later,
Later, buddy.
Be safe. I'm
had
going to play some COD.
from themselves, like something's wrong with that picture. Like, but then you find out that the company that actually is the lottery, they're just a private owned company. It's not like they make it appear California's lottery. It's not run by the state. State gets a percentage taxes, but it's a private company that is the lottery, right? And they make money. I don't even think they give any of the money to any of the things they said they were going to do when it all started. It's kind of the same thing with cannabis. They promised the voters when in Prop 64 that the money was going for roads, infrastructure, this, that, $1 billion a year, taxes, and we're going to spend it like this. Yeah, somehow I don't think that's how it worked out.
Well, on that note, that joint worked out. I can tell you that. Good weed, actually. Mr. Scotto, cheers. I've been smoking a lot of it. Too much, probably, because I'm not that far from being out of it. Well done, Mr. Scotto. Good genetics from Mr. Toad, it looks like. I think I had, I think 2 things from Mr. Toad and Mr. Scotto's. And then, of course, the Lime River Rose was awesome. I was expecting that. I wasn't expecting the other nice surprises. And then also, I want to say there was birthday cake. I actually smoked almost all of that. That was quite tasty as well. Anyway, well done, Mr. Scotto. Ladies and germs, I think we're going to wrap it up here. The poll, by the way, ladies and germs, before we do wrap it up, it was going back and forth for a little bit. And I was like, all right, how do I feel about these results? Anyway, so the questions were, should we take Wednesday nights off for the summer? Losing option was yes, take Wednesday off. So no, in other words, I guess. 10% only wanted that one. Third option was, or third place was, do 1 or 2 game nights a month. 26%. That was leading for a while. So I was like, oh, interesting that the results switch. And then these two, number 1 and 2, actually switched back and forth as well. I'm just here to smoke was 30% of the time. And then do Thursday is a not solid, but slightly representative 33%. So anyway, I guess for the time being, maybe we'll try Thursdays. We'll see how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do a short show tomorrow, folks. Hop on. Maybe we'll try to do poker. I don't know. We can look into it. We can try to do all bad cards because honestly, we haven't done it in like fucking 3 months or something. So we're probably pretty fresh on it now. Whatever, ladies and gentlemen, we'll try to do something. That also means they'll do hop on, do literally join us, folks, so that we can actually have a game. We'll probably, Flora's probably in the chat wondering like, oh, should we start later? I think that's a good idea. Maybe let's start later because a lot of times the first hour it's just Smashed and D and me just sitting there talking to each other. How about we start later and see what happens? Let's try to start maybe somewhere around 8 o'clock or so, see how that goes, folks. That'll give Eagle a chance to do his show, I think, a little bit earlier, so we don't step on that. So we'll try, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see how it goes. If it goes poorly, we will not do it anymore. I don't know. We'll see. But in the meantime, folks, until then, go for it, bud. Say your thoughts and goodbyes and whatever else.
I'm headed off to Frisco for the next 5 days for
Right
the concerts, the Dead's final, whatever they're calling it, in Oracle. So I'll maybe we'll be able to come on, or I'll watch if I know tomorrow we're driving. I'm driving with a few friends to the Bay Area. I'll probably be there, and I'm staying in my friend's house in Oakland. So 8 o'clock, I'll check in,
Right
and
on.
everyone have a good day.
Cheers, bud. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. Go for it, my friend. The zombie extraordinaire. Go for it, bud.
As always, thanks a lot, Humidor, for putting these shows on. Thanks for everybody watching, everybody in chat, everybody listening, tuning in, all you 29 viewers watching right now. Thank you very much. Don't forget, Saturday, takeover. We're back. I had technical phone issues. That's why there was no show Saturday. So, but I'm back home and we're good. Cheers, everybody. See you. Hope everybody has a great week.
Yeah, man. Cheers, D. Good to see you, bud. Ladies and germs, that leaves us. Thank you very much for hanging, my friends. Don't forget, by the way, I haven't really announced it throughout the show, I guess. It's been one of those days or something. Ladies and germs, there is a special discount code. It's not 710 because we didn't have a show on 710. So I thought, all right, fuck it, let's do 711. And then I realized that's actually not nearly as funny when it's 712 now. Whatever, we're just keeping it the same code because I can't, that would be stupid to have a code for every day. I guess we could have a code for every day, to be honest. It's not that big of a deal. If you want to have a code for every single day of the week, let me know, apparently, because then we could do that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just noticing there's a weird glitch in the photo over here on the right. And I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? It's like a rendering glitch or what? Do you see that? Here, let me like zoom in on that. I'm like, what the ass? That doesn't make any sense at all. It's probably a wrinkled leaf because this wasn't a stack. Do you see what I'm talking about right here on the right? Like there's a leaf turned right.
Yeah.
It's just like a bent leaf. In fact, that's probably what it is. But I'm like, what the fucking ass? Anyway, all right. Maybe it's a glitch in the matrix, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. fucking Anderson is coming to get us. Anyway, what's that, D?
Deja vu.
Oh, deja vu. What's that, buddy? What was I going to tell you? I was going to tell you about merch, ladies and gentlemen. I realize I'm not wearing a Fumidor merch t-shirt right now because I only have 3 things and they are in the laundry right at the moment. But you can see me wearing one right there, ladies and gentlemen. I had just been kayaking and it was all sweaty, but I was like, oh, I need t-shirt fucking stuff with the merch. Don't have this t-shirt either. We actually have a sample of that one, but it is extraordinarily boobalicious, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are into very tight shirts, go ahead and get that one. If you don't need a tight shirt to basically show off all the jiggly bits, wait a little bit and I will try to redesign that one or get this one. That one is, I think, probably a little bit less compact on the sizing. Anyway, ladies and germs, Pig Chris is a favorite every time I walk around with that one. Although, of course, again, it is in the fucking laundry right now, so you have to take my word for it. Let's see, what else do we have here? High Noon Safety Meeting has been a surprising hit, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we're on High Noon Safety Meeting right now. If you'd like to wear accompanying clothes, we got you. We've got sweatshirts. We've got Team Bud Kilowatt right there, my friends. I don't think he even realizes that we have Team Bud Kilowatt t-shirts. I think it's going to be hilarious when he realizes that one of these days. He'll be like, I don't know. My dream is that because my assumption is that Bud is like signed off for the show right now. Maybe he's listening. I don't know. It's gonna be kind of funny if he is, but my assumption is he signed off and left, right? Because I assume that's the kind of thing that Bud does. And one of these days, I very much hope that like 5 people have a rendezvous, and they're all going to be wearing High Noon Safety Meeting Team Bud Kilowatt shirts. I think that'd be fucking hilarious. And be like, what? Anyway,
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Team Brains, ladies and gentlemen. We also have Team Christoph, Team Smashed. We actually have 2 Team Christophs because I fucked up and didn't delete one. But hey, this AI lady has a nice derriere. What can you say? Ladies and gentlemen, what I was going to say. Oh, by the way, they're in the wrong place. But I guess you can click on this page right here for now and see what they will look like. Technically, you could buy them. But I will delete these in the nearest future here. There's a tank top. Someone was asking for those. They were asking for polyester tank tops for jogging. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Well, there you go, my friends. Let me know if you're interested in the Gage Green gear. I'm not 100% sure that it's available at the moment. Just let me know, and I'll be happy to DM Fang. I got to DM him anyway, honestly. So, folks, if you're interested in the Gage Green, please let me know. No idea if we'll be doing that in the future. It'd be fun if we were, but we will see, my friends. And finally, I'll just wrap it up, ladies and germs. The 710 discount, 711 rather, is available actually for these genetics. So it's not available for the Gage, it's not available for the merch. Technically it is, but I would prefer if you didn't use the coupon code. No, I think actually the 710 deal is not available for the merch, but the Brains discount technically is available for the merch. I just ask if you would avoid doing that. That'd be great because the markup on those is pretty tiny. But again, I'm not going to discontinue the order or something. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, please do use the discount, though. It's a loyalty discount, I think, for listening in and being a regular viewer, listener, everything else, the podcast. If you guys didn't know, the podcast, it's Chronic Table at your favorite podcasting place. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at the Dark Lord, the Deceiver, and the Evil Eye. You could get yourself a package deal with all 4 of those, or all 3 rather, and a package. All 3 of those and an extra strain of your or my choice. You can have me pick, or you can choose on your own. Basically, a 4-pack, essentially. That's called the Dark Gauntlet, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, also another strain that I would recommend. Oh, God, I keep calling them strains and not breeding lines. All right, whatever. Fucking that ship probably has sailed, but whatever. I'm going to keep trying. Black Soma Morgana, ladies and germs. You're going to be hearing a lot more about the Black Cherry Morgana in the future. And of course, Pacifica Days, I wholeheartedly recommend that. Those are all basically 70-day crosses, 68 to 72 days, right in that general vicinity. Basically, one more week than a regular cross. It's not some crazy dragon. If you do need a short finishing cross, though, ladies and gentlemen, Morgana V2 has been consistently short. And Sour Morgana, ladies and germs. That's another one that is consistently short finishing. We're looking at iGruesom's already flowering. We'll see what that one is doing presently, I think. But in the meantime, I'll be telling you more about the flower on that one. I just finished basically running a few of those myself. Quite happy with what I see, ladies and germs. I'm going to be telling you more about it in the nearest future, I hope. Growing some outdoors as well. I'm growing the Sour Morgana Mom, rather, outdoors. So I'll be telling you about that throughout the season. And of course, I'm really happy that some customers and friends of the show, honestly, are growing Sour Morgana and others. So hopefully we'll be keeping in touch with them as well. So we'll be learning more about those. So folks, anyway, stock up, take a look, my friends. Some crosses are in their diminishing amounts. Morgana herself, run a little bit low on that one. There's only a few packs available on that one. And then I'm going to cut the line on that one because I want to keep a few seeds for Pheno Hunt in the future, blah, blah, blah. What else is running super low? Evil Eye is running super low. Memory Loss is running a bit low, so don't snooze on that one. Honestly, there's only a few packs on that one left. And I guess there she blows, ladies and germs. That's it, my friends. Thanks very much for hanging. I guess we will be here tomorrow. I might change my mind and just kind of cancel it. We'll see how it goes. I'm kind of tired this week. But for the moment, we might hit Tuesday, or we might hit the Thursday show and do game night or something and goof off for a change. I guess stay tuned. I'll try to maybe announce it or something. If I cancel, I'll try to announce the cancellation. I'll try not to just randomly not show up. So I guess until we meet again, my friends, thanks very much, by the way, D, for hanging out. Thanks for, oh, by the way, how do we pronounce the coupon code, D?
710.
Nice.
7-Eleven.
That's it, exactly. 7-Eleven. Cheers. And of course, by the way, all day, every day, what's the other coupon code, D? Just in case they want to not spend money.
Praise.
Nice. That's the way. Cheers, my friends. Be kind, be decent, be gentle. Don't be fucking pricks, dicks, or lunatics. I guess I forgot to say hello to everybody in the chat or say goodbye. Cheers, Poor Pizza Dave. Cheers, Beams. Good to see you, my friend. Finally catching a high noon meeting. Cheers, buddy. Good to see you. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Robert Thomas. Cheers to you as well. Pardon the Dank Show. Good to see you, buddy. You're actually right. 9 p.m. Pacific time is when most people seem to hop on. Just seems really brutal for all the guys on the East Coast. I don't know. I don't know. We'll play it by ear, because if we do start it at 9, it's going to be midnight already for people like D and Smash and everybody. And some of them are going to feel like they want to hop on. And it's going to be super late for them. So we'll see. I feel like maybe we'll start an hour earlier. See how it goes. Southern VT, good to see you, my friend. Always a pleasure to see those beautiful plants, and those chickens are hilarious as well. Good to see you, my friend. Who else in here? Smash might be still hanging. Digger, always a pleasure. Cheers, buddy. Hash bowl for Digger. Who else in here? Zestier and DGC Jeff. Organic Soul Gardens says, well, that's what we said about your mom. She says, it was weird, but I finished up. Who else in here? Gruesome. Just around out the house. St. Pete Runner. Good to see, my friend. That t-shirt is in your honor, my friend. Hope you well, you don't have to buy that one. It's not like you have to buy that one or something. Oh my fucking God, I have to buy a t-shirt. No, you don't have to buy a t-shirt. I can design another one. Then you have to, no, I'm kidding. You don't have to buy any of the fucking t-shirts, to be honest. But in the meantime, folks, if you would like to buy a t-shirt, please do. I'm going to be buying some more here in the near future. The tank top is surprisingly comfortable. The tank top I got, and I need to remember which one it was actually now. It was a one of one, so don't worry. I think the one that I've got on the website is not that one. It was a little bit too thick. I was like, oh, this is kind of like comfy, but like, why is it this thick of a tank top? I'm like, my arms are cool, but the rest of me is not. So I won't design that one again because it was pointlessly thick. It'll probably last longer, so that's actually kind of yin and yang, I guess. But I don't know. Let me know. You know, like if you guys want like thicker t-shirts that will last longer versus more comfy ones, because there's actually quite a big difference. One of the most popular t-shirts, and actually one of the most affordable, is, and also one of the most available, is this like light spandex blend or whatever. Feels great, but dude, it's not going to last forever. It's also cheap though. Let me know what you guys prefer. Thanks very much for hanging, my friends. Until we meet again later, D. Good to see you, my friend. Always a pleasure. Go get those fresh brains, my friend. Later, Gator. Adios, taters.